Is work-life balance a myth or is it an unmet expectation? You juggle stethoscopes and sippy cups, diagnose diseases, and rein in diaper disasters. You dream of a thriving career and a picture-perfect family, but the reality? Often those expectations feel like a constant tightrope walk. You push yourself to the limit, feeling torn between saving lives at the hospital and nurturing teeny lives at home. This is not what you thought it would be. But here's the good news, you're not alone. Today I'll dive deep into those unmet expectations, specifically the ones faced at work and at home. And guess what? There is hope. I'll explore two powerful coping mechanisms that can help you navigate the chaos and find strength in your dual role. So grab your coffee, turn up the volume, and let's get real about being a physician mom. Find the full transcript and more resources for physician moms at inspiredmommds.com/19. You're listening to Inspired Mom MDs with host Cindy Van Prague, helping physician moms take back control and prioritize what matters most so they thrive in private practice and at home. Hi there, and thank you for joining me today. Between saving lives and raising teeny humans, the pressure to excel in both areas can feel like a constant weight on our shoulders. Society often paints a picture of the perfect physician mom, always available at work and a superhero at home, somehow achieving this mythical work-life balance. But the reality? It's messy, it's demanding, and sometimes expectations just fall short. We all face these unmet expectations both in our careers and motherhood. In your career, unrealistic work hours, lack of support for breastfeeding or pumping, or limited opportunities for advancement due to just childcare needs all contribute to failed results. Support from colleagues or lack thereof may surprise you. I had one interesting encounter when I was pregnant. A colleague told me, you don't have to work anymore. You can stay at home with the kids. He said this as if my work life was done. Time to move on to staying home raising kids and let my husband fully support us. There is also that tension between colleagues who have kids versus those who don't. Each side does struggle with unfair assumptions and biases. For my practice group, this was evident with our vacation lottery system, which ended up being very fair, in my opinion. A few minutes ago, I asked if work-life balance was a myth. It is if you are expecting to have it all without sacrifice. In reality, long work hours and high-stress days leave little personal time. A revised work-life balance with realistic expectations is 100% possible, not a myth. This does take work and sacrifice to sidestep the weeds and stay on the path of what matters most. When you spend time on what is most valuable to you, you are rewarded tenfold. Now, in motherhood, missing milestones, feeling guilt for missing out, and this idealized vision of being a perfect mom doesn't match reality, right? The motherhood roller coaster starts with a blue line on a stick. From that moment on, this new role is fraught with unmet expectations. But many expect the unexpected, right? How can anyone know the future? But that doesn't prevent the disappointment or surprises that you do need to cope with. Take a smooth birth experience, for example. With my first baby, I dutifully read all the books and followed their instructions, and I wrote out a birth plan. I remember telling my L&D nurse about my papers. And she's like, okay. And she had this look on her face that said, that's cute. She thinks she can plan this whole event. Another example I have is missing a milestone that was rather important to me, my baby's first haircut. In my own baby book, I often have looked at this little paraffin envelope with my first lock of hair. My mother saved it as she took me for my first haircut. Well, I completely missed out on this for my firstborn one Saturday when I was on a 24-hour in-house call. The family was visiting that weekend, so I was grateful for the extra help at home. However, when I got home, my son's hair was cut. My husband and family had taken him out for his first haircut. I get it, it's a fun activity, and I never even expressed out loud that I wanted to be the one to take him. No one's fault, really, but I did feel guilt and frustration that my job caused me to miss out. The reality is, you can't predict the unpredictable. Just know that life will take crazy turns. Your job is to carry your own set of coping skills and to roll with the turns. So, developing these coping skills is like building a muscle. It takes a little practice to get stronger. This brings me to my core message today. So, what are the two skills a physician mom may want to strengthen? What do we do when expectations fall flat? Here are the weapons of strong physician moms: reframing and acceptance. Being a doctor mom is a demanding role, and unmet expectations can be a major source of stress. Reframing and acceptance are powerful coping mechanisms that can help you navigate these challenges. Reframing is changing your mindset to fit the facts of a situation, not nourishing the mindset that you've created out of emotion or exhaustion or assumptions. It's about adjusting your mindset to the reality. You can do this several ways, and here are some examples. First, instead of dwelling on what you can't control, like work demands or limited time, focus on what you can. This could be prioritizing specific times for family, delegating tasks at home, or setting realistic daily goals. This also means saying no where you can. Craft your own reality by setting boundaries around what you do control. This is a huge topic that deserves a dedicated podcast, which I plan to write soon. Second, reframing should statements. The word should. For example, with childcare, you may say, I should be spending more time with my kids. Instead of feeling guilty about using daycare or nanny, reframe it as providing your child with a stimulating environment and social interaction. I felt this way when my kids were little. My husband traveled, and we were able to hire a nanny for care. She took them to so many cool places like museums and nature walks, or out for flan at a favorite restaurant. And to this day, my kids love flan. So replace the I should thought with a more empowering thought, like I can make the most of the time I have with them. A third idea on reframing is to focus on the positive, even on your busy days. Acknowledge your good moments. What did go well that day? Did you have a quick laugh with your child? Did you complete a challenging task at work? Acknowledge those good parts of your reality too, and it can be contagious. What I mean by contagious is, for example, when I spend a moment to focus on funny spots of my day or a positive surprise or a coincidence, I often discover more examples of that happening in my day. Does this happen for you? So, a second skill that a physician mom may want to strengthen is acceptance, which means acknowledging your limitations and letting go of perfection. That's hard. Acknowledging your limitations is a tough one, am I right? The art of saying no also applies to this skill of acceptance by setting boundaries. You realize you can't be everything to everyone all the time, so you say yes to what really matters. Again, this is the topic for that future podcast. Now, letting go of perfection is difficult too. For me especially, as I feel like it's part of my DNA. Life is chaotic at times. Key events will be missed, and imperfections sing loud and clear sometimes. Embrace it. It's all part of the journey. You know things won't always be perfect, right? But that doesn't stop my brain from trying to achieve it and the guilt or shame that follows. Ugh, if I could just accept the reality of entropy in our universe. Focus instead on accepting the nonsensical and rewarding progress over perfection. By celebrating the small steps you do take towards your goals as a physician and a mom, you won't let the expectation of a perfect outcome prevail. You are incredible. You navigate a demanding career, raise extraordinary humans, and leave a lasting impact on the world. Remember, reframing and acceptance are your superpowers. By adjusting your expectations and embracing the reality, you can find strength and thrive in both roles as a doctor and a mom. Remember to practice self-compassion too. Forgive yourself for unmet expectations and celebrate your achievements, big or small. So celebrate those small wins, delegate when you can, and know that you're not alone. This journey of motherhood and medicine is yours to craft and employ, and it's nothing short of extraordinary. Keep your head up, you've got this. And remember, progress over perfection is key. And don't forget to join me next week for another dose of support and inspiration. Until then, take care of yourself and take care of those who matter most. It's time to take control and thrive. Thank you for tuning in to Inspired Mom MDs. Please share with other physician moms and leave a review if you found value from this podcast.